Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to work on some embellished paper clips and a couple other things for my little art journal. So let's get started. Hi everybody, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and today I'm going to work on some embellishments for my little uh, art journal here that is kind of an urban art and architecture kind of journal. And it is a smaller journal, as you can see. And I've been working on it on and off, and I'm ready to get it finished. Let me measure it here. It is 6 inches by about 4 3/4, and it's got a removable Midori style single signature in it. And I did that because a lot of this is going to be um, blank pages, so that whoever gets this journal will have room to add their art or collages or whatever they want to do in it. And I've just put random pages in here. There's coffee dyed paper, there's avocado dyed paper, there's some lined tea stain paper, there's some tracing paper, there's also some kind of manila drawing paper, which is where right here is that, drawing paper. And then there is a book page from a French architectural book to add some interest. And then the digitals that are in this are Urban Mirror by Luise Heinzl. And I have, of course, had to cut them down from their original size in order to fit in this book. And that's also what is on the cover and the back. So that's what we're starting with. So today what I want to do is, I've already made several pieces for this. I've got some tags made, a couple of journal cards, and these are, of course, famous paintings. This is going to be a belly band. And then on these, I made a master board and cut it up and used some of the famous paintings and also some architectural elements in the back. I like the mix of the two. Like this one has a sculpture kind of in the background that's in Luisa's printable. And so I've got several tags already made, and journal cards. This was just a flashcard that I stenciled and stamped and added this architectural embellishment to it. So we've got some stuff done. So today what I want to focus on is I want to make a couple of altered paper clips, and then I also want to embellish some of the printables in here, like these pages, with some of these art photos. Like that one's Clint, that one, and I think I've got a couple of, yeah, that one's a Monet, Vincent Van Gogh. So just kind of mixing the two together, I think that is hopefully going to be something interesting. So these are a couple pieces that were left of my collage board that I made to make the tags. And so I thought they would make cute paperclip embellishments. So that's what we're going to try and make today. And what I have done is I have taken just a toothpick. It's a regular toothpick that we had down in the kitchen. And these are the ones that have the flat head on the one end. And every time I see one of these, I think of a paintbrush. So I have made some into, ta-da, paintbrushes, little miniature paintbrushes. And all I did was I sanded off the sharp pointy end just so it wouldn't be so pointy. And then I used some vintage photo on this bottom part, and then I used just a gray Sharpie and went around this little section to make it look like the middle part of the brush. And then I left this just the natural toothpick. And so I'm gonna try to incorporate that. I have done this in a couple other little projects that I've done, and I just think it looks really cool. So we're gonna try to put those on there. And then I've got a couple of butterflies that I'm going to use, and I've got, this is a Tim Holtz die cut that looks like torn out paper. We're gonna put that on there. I've got some numbers, just kind of give it the urban feel. I've got some corrugated cardboard. Same thing, just to give it, you know, a more urban kind of feel. And I've got, this is actually a paper towel that has been tea dyed and then stamped on. We're going to put that on there. And then this is just some cloth that I'm going to kind of stick that on there somehow. And then we're going to put the butterfly on. And then we're going to kind of lay the paintbrushes on here somehow. So I think that'll be cute if it all comes out. So we're going to see what happens. Oh, and I've also got the stamp, which is just a bunch of blotches, and I'm going to blotch that down like it's paint once we get everything down. So let's glue one together and see what happens. It may be a total disaster, but we're going to see. We're going to see if it works. So I hope everybody's doing good on this fine Sunday, that the weather here is terrible. It's raining, snowing, sleeting, a little bit of everything today. I don't think it's supposed to really get on the ground here too much today. And if it does, it's going to be up in the early morning hours. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but I don't have anywhere to go, so I'm just here with you guys crafting. The hubby's watching football playoffs, so he's doing okay, and we've got a roast in the oven, slow cooking for dinner, so we're all set to go. And we're just kind of hanging out and trying to stay warm. Normally I would kind of run some gesso over this corrugated cardboard, but I want to do the stamp, so I'm not going to do that for this one, because I really want to stamp the little splotchies once I get everything down. Okay, I kind of like that arrangement, so get that all glued down. So So yesterday I spent most of the day doing a purge. My paper stash has gotten just ridiculous. And so, not unorganized, I guess, is more like it. And I cannot stand to be trying to find something and can't find it. So, yesterday I spent most of the day kind of going through that and getting it sorted back to where it should be, and sorted out in the different, my scraps I do by color, because usually if I'm looking for a scrap, I'm looking for a particular color. So I did that and kind of put up all the little pieces you drag out when you're doing a project. Kind of put everything up so I would know where it was the next time. I'm gonna make these as flat as I can because I don't want a lot of extra bulk. I'm gonna get my pin here and put on the little antennae. Which, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I don't like to try to cut around them because I don't think it looks good. So I cut them off and then draw them back on because I think that's better. Okay, now, moment of truth. For this one, because this one down here in the corner has this kind of pinkish tone to it, I'm going to use Victorian Velvet Distress ink, and I'm going to put it on the stamp, and we're going to cross our fingers and hope that it gives us like a nice kind of splotchy, painty kind of look. We're going to cross our fingers that we're not, and actually I think I'm going to do a test stamp to make sure I'm getting the right amount of ink on here. This is just my glue book. Stamp it on there. Yep. Okay, so let's ink it up for real. Give it a nice, good ink. Once you've used black ink, I mean, you know, if you've used like StazOn or something, and the ink turns black, or the stamp turns black. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell if you got a good ink on it. All right, here we go. Everybody cross your fingers. Should be good. Ah, there we go. I'm liking it. Okay, now let's take a couple of our little brushes. We're gonna lay them on there. Somehow. Looks appealing. Maybe something like that. I'm thinking, do I need to use Fabri-Tac? I think I might use Fabri-Tac just to be safe. Ah, don't move on me. Okay, and I'm going to take a clamp and clamp that down, and then while this one's drying, we'll do the other one, then we'll do the backs. Okay, set that one out of the way. Alright, this one goes like this. And let's see what we got here. Actually, I'm going to do this one like this, even though that picture may be wrong, but I think it's mostly going to be covered up anyway, so. Alright, where's my cardboard? There it is. This one we're going to do about the same process on the front. Move that up a little bit so you guys, so I can make sure you guys can see. This butterfly goes the other way, so we might want to go on this side for this one, just to give it some better balance. Let's glue all this down. Whoops. I do not know the name of the stencil because this particular die cut was Happy Mail. And I've had it for a while. Because when I first started junk journaling, I got it in a Happy Mail. Get our cardboard down, and this is just a very, very thin layer of like a piece of a box, a pasteboard box, because I wanted to keep it as thin as I could. And then these number thingies are from, I believe they're from My Porch Prints. The numbers and this ampersand. And then the butterflies out of my butterfly book that I have. Move that up just a tad. Oh, please slide. There we go. I got it. There wasn't no purpose of having that ampersand on there if I was going to cover it up. Uh-oh, I've smeared it a little. That's okay. It just adds to the grungy, right? Yeah, that'd be alright. Okay, now this one, I'll put my little antennae on there, which is going to be more difficult because it's going to be on this cloth, so I'm hoping it'll work okay. Okay, now this one I am going to do with Rusty Hinge. Make sure I get all the pink off there. So you can see this color on there better than I could the pink. I can see that I'm actually getting ink on there. Okay, and stamp. There we go. I'll take that. And then get our little paintbrushes. And this time I'll lay them this way, which will help cover up where I smeared the dang ampersand. Okay, let's take the clamps off this one, which should be dry by now, or close enough to it to move them anyway. We'll put them on this one. Yep, I think I got it both. Alright, and we'll do the back of this one. Okay, so I just cut some random scrapbook paper that I'm using that's Tim Holtz, I think. that I'm using, I used for a couple of pockets on the inside, and I'm going to put those on the back. And so basically how I do these is I take the paper clip and I put it on the back, the back, the back, as I put it on the front. And you want the short piece to be on the outside. So you want the short side of the paper clip to be whatever you want the outside of the piece to be. So like this, for example. And I think that's the wrong back, because these are a little bit different in size. Yep. Okay, and you're going to want to put it in the middle if you're going to do at the top, you know, for the top of the page like this. Or you can put it on the side if you want, you know, it to be mounted from the side. I think on these I'm going to, or this one in particular, I'm going to do on the top. And then you're going to take your glue, which I always use Fabri-Tac for this because you're doing the metal, gluing the metal. Let me move this glue back. I feel like you can probably see better on the black surface. We'll set that over there. And just make sure that you get glue everywhere. Across the paper clip especially. Sure, we have this upside. Right? Okay, and then you're just going to glue this down. Sure you smush it around that paper clip pretty good. Normally I would take like a bone folder or something and smush it down, but I don't want to do that because I've got those toothpicks on there. But you just want to make sure it's really glued around your paper clip really well, so it won't come out. Okay, so we'll let that one dry a minute. We'll get back to the other one and do the same thing. Okay, and this one is, we did more up and down. So I think I'm actually going to do this one on the side so that it goes in on the side. So I want it on this side actually. So my small side of the paper clip is going to go on the outside of the back, so that the large part of the paper clip is what's on the inside. Okay. Move it to the middle. Be sure and put your glue over the paper clip and onto the paper. And glue that down. I'm afraid that fabric, if there's a little bit, it's got a little bit of a too straight of an edge for me. There we go. I got that one over just a tad. That one spot. Oh, and here. And the back really is just for holding the paper clip, because obviously it's not going to show. You can see that mine has a little bit of a edge around it. It doesn't quite go the whole width. And we'll just ink that, make it look a little bit better, but like I said, it's not going to show because that's going to be against your page. Alright, and let's let that dry, and we'll pick out a couple of words to go on it. Hopefully you can find something kind of this one jumps out at me. It's large though. It says, "Darling, you are a work of art." It's kind of big for, I'll have to remember that one's in there though and use it on something. Maybe we can use that on the belly band. Let's see. Make sure I'm not duplicating what I have on the others. I think I just have one that has a sentiment on it. Yep, I do. Okay, so let's try creativity takes courage, like that. And what else? What else? Our single words. Sorry guys, I always say I'm gonna have these picked out and then I forget. My husband gave me my Valentine's Day present yesterday. He gave it to me early so that I could unpack it and find a spot for it, and it is so cool. It is a vintage dial rotary dial payphone. And it is so cool. I'll try to remember to post a picture of it at the end of this video. But I absolutely love it. And it even still dings when you drop the dime in it, which you can tell because it says dime how old it is. But yeah, so we played with that yesterday, dropping the dimes down in it. And I told him, I said, you know, this is a good way to make money, one dime at a time, because everybody that comes in is going to want to drop a dime in there so they can hear it ding. And I'm sure my grandkids have never even seen a rotary phone, so they're going to be totally dismayed by it, I'm sure. Now I should have just got the one that I saw to begin with, because now I can't find it. But yeah, I'm of course we're not, you know, don't have it working or anything, even though it does have the plug and everything on it. We're just, you know, displaying it, but it still will let you drop the dime in there, and it does the little ding ding, so it's really cool. Well, okay, we're wasting time looking for something. Or I'm wasting time. You're obviously can fast forward. So, okay, here's one. It says artist. We're gonna go with that. As I drop everything. Everything came unclipped. You can't see it, but I'm struggling with it over here. Okay, that's gonna have to be fixed when I get finished. Alright, so we have artist and we have creativity takes courage. So I think we're gonna do artist on this one because it has a smaller area. Creativity takes courage on this one. Somewhere, maybe down the side. That'd be different, wouldn't it? Okay. All right, so there's our two clips. Can go in our journal, and they will just clip on the pages. There's that one. And we'll do one toward the back, and this probably is not where they will stay, but just so you can see. Like that. And then you can, you know, stick something under there or whatever. So that's cute. I like the way those came out. Okay, so for these pages, I have, like I said, I have these tags that can go in here. And they are a little bit higher, but I want sticky outy things. And you can see I just roughly tore the edges of all these pages so that they'd have a really rough kind of edge on them. And I actually used the other side of the tear ruler, if you want to know how I got that edge. So I don't use the other side very often, but I did on those pockets, and I really like the way it came out, so I may use it more, start using it more often. Alright, so this one goes in here. So we have 3 of those. And see, we're already getting chunky and we've not done much. Okay, and then I've got 2 of these that are going to be just clipped in here because they're just journal cards. They have lined avocado dyed paper on the back that I got from the paper baker. And I'm going to just use a Tim Holtz mini paper clip, if I can find them here somewhere. Where are you? Where are you? Safety pins. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't have any in here. Ah, they're there. And my little doodad holders over there are just kids' muffin tins that I found on eBay. And they are perfect for holding all that little dilly-dally stuff, because I get irritated if I have to open and close something 500 times to get something out. So I really like using those because it makes them more accessible. Okay, so the next thing I have is this tag, and I want to make a belly band out of a piece of the drop from my master board to put that tag in. And I'm thinking by looking here, somewhere around here, maybe right here, or maybe right here. Yeah, I think I like it there. And so it needs to be trimmed just a teeny tiny bit. So we'll take just the very end off that. Glue that down. And then I want to find a butterfly. I should have took the signature out to work on it. It'd be a lot easier. I'll do that in just a second. And like I said, this signature is sewn together, but it is in the actual journal cover with a piece of elastic so that it is removable. And it just goes around the edge. so that you can take the signature out. Okay. Now, I would like to take this stencil, which says, I guess that's 22, and it says number 53, and I have no idea where this came from. I've never used it. But I want to embellish this tracing paper a little bit. I'm going to place it right here in the corner. Like that. I'm going to take a piece of my... Actually, I may be able to. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to take my glue book and kind of lay it like this, and I'm going to put it right here in this corner, like so. And then I'm going to take my little brush, and I'm going to use ground espresso, and I'm going to attempt to put a stencil on this, the corner of this tracing paper. And for those of you not familiar with these brushes, they're just little makeup brushes that I got at one of our local stores here for a couple bucks. And they're great for doing what I just did. Okay, I'm liking that. So let's go to the other side. And let's do this one. And for those of you wondering about the inks, they're Archival Inks, and I always get the little ones except for you know, if it's a color that I use a lot of. I think to be honest, the only one that I have in a big one, I have a black, and I have a ground espresso. No, is it a ground espresso? I think so. And everything else, I use the little ones because, you know, I've never had to replace one, and they've done me quite well. So, alright, and I think I have another piece of tracing paper right in the middle. I do. And let's do I want the, try this other one, the flowers. Don't really have any flowers. I really like the swirls. That came out well. I think I am going to do think I am going to do the swirls, but I think I may do them. I'm kind of looking at the printables, the digitals. They almost have that kind of a pinky, some of them do, kind of a pinky look to them. Let's do it in the Victorian velvet. Do I have it? Sorry for my reach. I reached over to my little spinny to get the other, my other little smoothie thingy. Thingy is a technical term for those of you that don't know. I use it quite often. I don't know if I can get to this one like I did the others. See if I can do it that way. And this is Distress ink, not Distress oxide. I think Distress oxide would probably smear. Oh, and look, I just put the wrong one in there. Yep, let's do the same thing on the other side. We'll of course embellish that with something else as well, but I wanted to kind of give it some little something. See if I can get enough on there to where I just have to, don't have to re-ink. That'd be good. Oh, this one's going to be darker than the other one. That's okay too. All right. There's that. So there's a good starting point for this, for our center. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right. So then I'll show you what I'm gonna do to one of these pages, and then we'll call that a video for today. And because once I do it once, you don't need to see me do it, you know, however many more times I'm going to do it, because it's going to be basically the same throughout the rest. Where do we put our belly band? Okay, so this needs to be glued down right there. This tag is going in our belly band. first. These will also need to have something done to them, these pockets that are pretty plain. And when I decide what that is, we can do that together as well. Alright, so let's pick one of these. Let's do Clip. I actually did one of these pictures at one of those places that you go with and do the art and painting with a twist or something like that. I actually did one of these in my past. I did the one that's called the Kiss, which is more yellow. It's more yellow than this one. I don't know if y'all are familiar with his work or not. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna do that. I was thinking at first I maybe would collage behind it, but I don't know that it needs it. I think I'm just gonna put the picture down. We might do some stamping. We could do another little swatchy stamp. I did spray some coffee on her paper, her digital download. So that's why you see the little coffee spots. Yeah, I think that's enough of a contrast with what's going on to not worry about a collage behind it. So where's my little swatchy stamp? There it is. And let's do the rust on this one. Maybe add, since butterflies are kind of in this digital, maybe add a butterfly. Maybe that's where we put our "you are a work of art" thing, since it has a man and a woman. That would be kind of cool. See if we can find it real quick. I should have taken it off. Is that what you're yelling at me? Why didn't you peel it off while you were looking at it the last time? I got it. We're good. Oh, it's really snowing now. I have a big window in my studio. It's that really big wet flake snow. I like it just like that. I'm not going to do anything else to it at the moment. I may change my mind later, but okay, so let's see. We've got our stencil there, which we will do something else here. Writing page, of course. We've got our pocket. We'll embellish this pocket a little bit. And then there's our first one of those. And then there's our journal card. There's our paper clip we made. This will be the next one that I put a decoration on, and for that I'll probably do one of these that's a landscape rather than a person, since we already have a person. Let's see. So I'll probably use this one here that's a landscape. And then we have some more. Oh, and I've got this other journal card I made too that needs to go somewhere, and it just has the drawing paper on the back with a little flap, and I may hinge it in, maybe, or maybe just clip it in. Maybe hinge it on the edge. I don't know, I'll have to think about that, but that can go in there. And then here's this one, and we have this young lady that can go there. And then we have another pocket. And then here's our center, which will do something special there. I don't know what yet. And there's our belly band. There's our other little paper clip. Here's another one of these. We'll put another one of these here. And then we have a journal card. Another one of these. Put one here. And the last one will go here. And then we have another thing. So we're moving right along. We get those done. And do some embellishing of the pockets and stuff, and I think this one will be about done. So that's exciting to get this one done. I've got a couple more in the works already. So that's not going to be too bad. By the time that it all gets in there and gets settled, it's nice. It's got a nice feel to it. So yeah, I'm happy with that so far. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed my little toothpick tutorial, turning toothpicks into paintbrushes and try it. It's really kind of cute idea. You know, we just got those toothpicks. We've had them, you know, we got them for, I'm sure, some kind of get together we were having, you know, and it's just toothpicks for you know, picking up cocktail weenies or whatever. And if they have that little end on them, and every time I see them I think paintbrush. So junk journalers minds, I'm sure some people think that we're just crazy, but oh look, that made something really cool. I may have to keep that page. But anyway, I hope you guys like that, and will be back on Tuesday for, I saw it on Pinterest, and I have a really good one this week. I'm challenging myself, but it's going to go in a journal that I am working on, or about to start working on. So it's going to be challenging, but I'm up for it. I really want it to work out because I love what I see. So we'll be back for that on Tuesday. And until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope you have a good start to your week. And I will see you on Tuesday.